first video on my new channel, Gold Coast 4G63. So as the name implies, the channel will be featuring Evo and Evo related content, some other car content, but mainly specifically focusing on Evo and specifically my Evo. So I've currently had this car almost 2 years now, just shy of 2 years by a couple months. It's been a pretty good experience. I've done very little to it other than just some small cosmetic stuff that it did actually need. Just like a little bit of damage fixed up here and there, some fresh paint where it needed it. I have dabbled with some car content with the Evo over on my main channel where I do a lot of collector based content. So I thought moving forward, since we're about to do a lot of upgrades under the hood with this, I figured it was now time to dedicate a YouTube channel specifically just for this content. So just keep the collecting content completely separate and have all the car content separate as well. So moving forward, all YouTube content I upload relating to cars or the Evo will be based on this channel. So yeah, please give the channel a subscribe. It would mean the world to me. We want to try and get those numbers up. It's probably going to be a while till we're anywhere near the numbers that my main channel has. I'm very, very close to 3,000 subs over there. If you're a collecting fan, go over, check out Gallet Gun Toys. Reviewing figures and doing unboxing videos over there for years. Built quite an awesome community of subscribers that are just really awesome. So that is my intention for this channel, basically to get the same thing I got out of that channel with this. So yeah, basically you'll be following me as we go through the ins and outs of owning an Evo. So that's enough rambling about me. Let's do a little bit of talking about the car and what specifically my Evo has had done to it before I purchased it and what we've done to it so far. So basic rundown on the car is it's a 2002 Mitsubishi Evolution 7. It did actually start out life as an Evo 7 GTA. It has had a 6-speed manual conversion. If you're unfamiliar with the GTAs, they came out in an automatic, smaller turbo, smaller intercooler. Pretty sure they were dialed back in horsepower compared to a stock Evo 7 GSR or whatever. So mine has an Evo 8 intercooler, I believe, has a bigger turbo, an Evo 7 turbo. My workshop isn't actually familiar with the turbo that it is. It's performed well, but it's getting upgraded to something a lot newer and a lot better. It has had quite a lot of work done here and there by previous owners. Like I said, the manual transmission changeover from automatic, new intercooler, bigger turbo, different cams. Has been tuned a couple times, but it's only making 167 kilowatts total, which equates to about 220 horsepower here in Australia. I know some American dynos can read a little bit different to ours. Ours are a little bit more conservative, a little bit more dialed back from what I understand. As for upgrades, what we're doing, we're going a turbo. I can't remember the actual brand. I know it was a toss-up between that turbo and the FP Green, and my workshop thought that the turbo we're going was a better turbo. So we're going with that. We've got some new intercooler piping. We're getting, I believe it's a full white line suspension upgrade as well as a white line bump steer correction kit. So it will handle a lot better. Okay, now moving to the rear, we will also be getting a brand new rear bumper, a stock Evo 9 bumper. So cosmetically, I believe this was, I'm not sure when this bumper was put on the car. I know at some point someone's changed over the Evo 7 boot and wing to an Evo 8 MR boot and wing. I have seen pictures of the car from a previous owner with no wing, so I believe he actually added the wing, which really big fan of. I prefer the like carbon black wing on like a red or a white Evo, whatever. I think it looks really good on a white Evo. The factory color on this one is actually diamond pearl white. The only thing I've really done to the rear is I put on this badging, so it's carbon lettering badging. I just thought it made it look a little bit less plain. I do like it. Interior wise, all I've done since actually purchasing it is do like a heap of stickers, sort of like on the dash and around the gauges and stuff. I've sort of just pissed that stuff off and added a GoPro mount. I like the interior, nice and simple, nice and clean. I also gave the seats like a really good clean not long after I got them, because they were pretty filthy, had a lot of dust and dirt in them. They came up pretty good. I also added this not too long ago, the vent cover. Sorry, hood vent cover, to just help keep some of like the water and shit out of it. Rain, if it's ever out in the rain. She does spend a lot of time in the garage. So yeah, cosmetically, before I got it, it had obviously had an Evo 9 front bumper changed, put on it, and it also had a Evo 9 bonnet. So yeah, I'll chuck that down now. So yeah, really nice looking car from the front, very clean. Cosmetically, it's not perfect. Like, it does need some TLC. Like, it's a little rough. I also added that badge because I thought it made it look a little bit less naked. And also the wheels. So originally it had these really chunky wheels that were really stretched and just rubbed quite a lot. So I decided to swap out for these stock Evo 8 Enkeis. Always been a really big fan of those particular rims. So yeah, I think they look good on the car. But yeah, so we are getting bigger cams, bigger turbo, new suspension upgrades, new intercooler piping, possibly a new intercooler, and a full tune that will take it from 220 where it's sitting to about 300. It'll obviously, with the upgrades we're doing, I could get more out of it. But currently with a Evo 7 motor, if you're familiar with the Evo 7 motors, safely you can only really get about, I think it's about 300 horsepower, is like 220 kilowatts is like the safe spot for an Evo 7 motor without a built bottom end. So I would like to go a built 2.3 litre or 2.2 litre in the future to chase that higher horsepower, but at the moment 300 it will be sufficient for me, and hopefully we can make some really great content with it. Alright, so that's going to wrap that up, guys. Thank you for joining me in this first video for the new channel. Really looking forward to making some really good content moving forward. I've got a GoPro head mount. I've got lots of little different mounts for the GoPro, so we can get some really interesting footage. I'm just waiting to get a lot of this work done, because at the moment the suspension is making like some really rough noises, and as soon as the car's warmed up, the clutch seems to stick quite a bit and make a bit of a squeaking sound. So I need to get that looked at. Thankfully it's only about a month until the car's meant to go into the shop, so hopefully, you know, that all goes through. So that's one reason I've been sort of putting this off, and also limiting the amount of driving I've been doing, just because, yeah, I don't want to stuff it up while I'm waiting to get all this work done and make anything potentially worse. But But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up from here, guys. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below, drop a comment, let me know what you thought. Drop any ideas you have for future content. That would be greatly appreciated. You can follow me over on Instagram at 7evo8jared.